Greetings, petrolheads! Welcome back to Automation the Car Company Tycoon Game. So today I'm gonna review the last entry that I got for the community challenge, which is the Luxor, sent in by Text the Master is his Steam name. That's also the preferred name. He said that I should call him. So yeah, let's look at this one. It's a pretty simple looking coupe. It doesn't look too bad. Let's take a look at the design here. So we got a two-door, four-seat standard coupe. Actually, from this angle, it looks pretty much like a Fiat coupe a little bit. It is front-wheel drive, just like the Fiat coupe. Has a 5-speed gearbox, McPherson's up front, multi-link on the rear. Pretty light car, 1120 kilograms. 172 horsepower from a 2.5 liter V6 is certainly, juicy for your first car. So it's good. It's got a single overhead cam, 24 valve engine with multi-point injection. It is certainly still cheap enough. And we are now gonna take a look at engine. So the first thing I notice is that the fuel octane is at 89.6, whereas it is running on how much? 91 octane. So you can still increase the compression by a little bit. Also, the exhaust is a little bit too small, but that is probably. Yeah, it would make too much power if it were higher. So you could actually optimize this in a little bit in such a way that you lower the VVL profile a little bit and then increase the exhaust diameter and also increase the compression a little bit. But he said he's new to automation and for a first build, or maybe not the first build overall, but one of your first builds, this is actually a pretty solid engine. There are no major issues with it. And here, we have a 5-speed manual gearbox with an automatic locker that gives us traction off the line. It's maybe not as good for everyday driving, if I had to guess. Yeah, drivability is very low. We got medium tires with 215s up front and 195s on the rear. Now, that does make sense, of course, with a front-wheel drive car, but I haven't really seen any real-life car that has wider front tires than rear tires. I don't know. It's going to be a little bit funny to just. Imagine that situation in your head. Yeah, I got myself a front-wheel drive car and I need new tires, but the fronts are actually wider than the rears. That's something that I've actually never seen before in real life. Usually they have the same width front and rear, but it's okay. It's a game anyway, and if it works, it works. So solid discs. Front and rear, we do have a little bit of brake fade. Nothing too significant, but you may notice it if you have like a lot of city driving with all that stop and go traffic. That's when the brake fade could really be noticeable. We got no under tray. More than enough cooling airflow. 4 seats with standard interior, basic cassette, and advanced safety actually. Interesting. Also worth noting, what was advanced safety in the 90s is, as of today, 2016, not that advanced anymore. Of course, as with everything. We have adaptive dampers and semi-active swervers. It's actually a pretty expensive suspension setup. And again, the pretty high ride height. But ride quality is not gonna be too great because the body is moving way more on the rear than it is on the front. But it should be okay overall as a baseline. Now let's take a look. Let's take a look at the tuned car. So again, some aesthetic changes actually, like on Donovan Chapman's entry. We got a bonnet hump now. We got a spoiler or wing, and we got dual exhaust rather than single ones, I think. Engine. It is now turbocharged with a water to air medium intercooler, 0.43 bars of boost. 227 horsepower is quite a lot. Multi-point EFI, performance intake. Although one thing I don't particularly like is that the turbine size is so big. This makes it so the turbo spools up kind of late. You could still get that sort of power if you would increase the AR ratio and decrease the turbine in return, which would also make it so that the turbo will kick in earlier. Just for a tip for future cars, we are still not using all of our available octane. Still got some left over, so you can increase the compression a little bit more. Exhaust is big enough this time. 3-inch exhaust pipe, sure. And let's see. Same gearing still, I think. 43 spacing. 231. This is 45? What's the red line on this thing? Because on the turbo it's 6500. Yeah, I'm gonna change that by those 2 points. Like, that is not a significant enough change that I won't just fix it real quick. Like that. Automatic locker still, of course. 16-inch rims this time. I think the regular car only had 15s. Alloy rims instead of steels. That's certainly a change. Vented discs now, and bigger in size as well. And on the tray still plenty of cooling. No active wing, of course. I mean, that would be a little bit ridiculous and would probably be also a little too expensive. Standard interior, basic infotainment. Now that's the interesting part right here. Like, I don't know if you actually leave a car or let it age for 21 years, if the safety would actually be contemporary still, and even more so, it would be advanced for the time you're currently in. Not only advanced for the time that it came out, the car, but still advanced today. I don't know if that would be a thing, but you know, that's how the game handles that. Progressive springs, semi-active dampers, and semi-active sway bars. So again, a pretty expensive setup here, and we do have a little bit of bottoming out because the car is also lowered now. It is still well within the budget, but let's check the running cost for now. I didn't check those first. Economy could be better. Running costs are low though. Probably pretty low service costs due to that single overhead cam setup. Let's see. Service costs 180. Yeah, that's a pretty low service cost, I would say. Here the running costs are still pretty low. Service costs are 224. So it is more expensive to service this turbocharged car than it was to service the naturally aspirated engine, of course. But in return, you get a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour time of 6.9 seconds, and that is actually really good. Yeah, once it goes, it goes. So that is a decent tune, I think. The only real concern I can see is with the economy being higher than the other cars we've looked at so far. But apart from that, like, it's a pretty good effort, you gotta say, for somebody who's new in automation. Can't really find any like bigger flaws. Of course, the engine could still be optimized, as I pointed out. Could also use a little bit more boost at the very least. And yeah, you can definitely lean out this engine a little bit more, make it more economical. But yeah, for a front-wheel drive car, I don't think it would be doing that badly. There's not even that much understeer. Let's see, sportiness, understeer, oversteer. Yeah, minus 8.4% is actually not that much. So, yeah, that was the Luxor. Pretty decent first effort, I think, as far as community challenges go. It's his first. Yeah, good. So, because I don't have any more entries, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.